Because I feel like he got a little jealous because I feel like he's a little jealous of Fly, and he don't like the battling between her and Fly, you know?
I
Vium
And
said on
really
live
like the
earlier.
fact that Fly stepped into, because I think any man that like sees something like that, I think it's really good for a man to interject and when another man's being aggressive to a pregnant woman.
If she stays with Vium, like she's gonna lose custody of her kid
She
because
knows
he
that, but why do you keep
uses
saying that?
and he has anger issues and all that.
but you gotta realize she's 20 years old. He is 29 years old or 28. He has more mentality than her, and he could control her fully. He could mentally control her because she is young.
Well, he was live saying he was going to LA, so let's hope he gets away from her.
Hopefully, yeah. If he does that, if he gets away from her, then yeah, then that would be good.
See, but like now, if I didn't have my child now, I feel like I would do stupid things. But see, like she's pregnant, so like she should want to do it for her kid, not because of. I just don't. I don't know. Like once I had my child, I didn't do nothing stupid. I wasn't worried about nobody but me and my kid. Like, yeah, I don't understand.
I think she does want to do it for her child. I think prior to her being pregnant, Allison did not know how to practice any self-love. And now that she is having a child, it's all new to her. So there's going to be growing pains. There's going to be mistakes. It takes a woman 7 tries, I believe, before they can successfully leave a abusive relationship. And I just think regardless, she's learning and growing day by day.
Yeah, but she's
Yeah, I
learning
get
on her
that.
own.
And
It's
I don't
hard.
support everything she does. Truly, I don't. I don't. But at the end of the day, he had no right to touch anything of hers, whether he was embarrassed or instigated or regardless, he had no right to do that. And that's what started all of this. He feels
Yeah.
incompetent and insecure because of where he is at, and therefore he is taking it out on her. And she had mentioned that he wasn't on his Suboxone. If you're not on Suboxone, you're in withdrawal or you're getting high. So it's one or the
He
other. And
was
I
live
think
earlier and he looked like he was on that. Yeah, he was.
she knows that he is not 100% sober, and she turns
He
the other
was live
cheek.
saying earlier because he was getting gifts and stuff. She was live earlier saying that he was going to use all that money on Fent.
Yeah, and that's often what she says when they are fighting. And I think that she knows that, like, when she said yesterday he hadn't taken his Suboxone, I think she knows that there's something going on and she's just in denial. But she's in the find out stage of her life where, like, it's not just fun and games anymore. And she is ultimately going to suffer the consequences if she decides to keep going back and going back, and I just hope she learns from them, and that's all we
Yeah,
really can do.
especially with their life being like internet, like one wrong person could find out, oh, her baby daddy's on this and he lives with her and it's probably in their house, or you know what I'm saying? Like, and it could get her in trouble, like with CPS or whatever.
She just needs to stay away from him, and she has to learn how to be a mom. She's still young, and I'm gonna keep on saying that she's young. She's young, and it's
Which I'm
young,
19
and
years
she
old
don't have
now.
a guide. She doesn't have a guide. You guys have to realize that she
Yeah.
don't have a guide. A father can't guide a daughter. She doesn't have a mom, family that's gonna guide her. She don't have no support system. Her only support system is TikTok. People could say she's in for clout and this, but she probably, like, when I got on TikTok for my first time, I went in for therapy because I was depressed. Like, it was I got on here and I felt better. And she gets on here because she feels better. Like, when people tell her nice stuff. And I don't know, I feel like she gets on here for support, not for clout.
Yeah. See, I'm 19 and my son will be 1 in November. But like seriously, like a support system is like the biggest thing you need. Like it takes a village to raise a kid. Like it really does. Like it takes a lot to raise a kid.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't for my mom, I don't know how I'd go to work. Like if it wasn't for my dad, I don't know how. I don't know. Like he helps me out, my mom helps me out. Like
Yeah, but you
it
had a
takes a
guide, you
lot to
know.
raise a kid. It takes a lot to like a
But you
support.
see, you had a support system. You know, you were young and you had a support
Yeah.
system. But you see, I had my daughter at 14, you know, and I don't have a mom or a dad. Like, my mom got deported, you know, and my dad's in jail. So, like, I had to learn on my own, you know. I passed through domestic violence, and I understand Allison because, you know, when you're in domestic violence, like, it's hard to get out of it when you feel comfortable with that person, you know. And she's
Yeah.
young. She's still young.
See, my dad was on stuff and he was in and out of
Can
jail.
can the new
Rehab.
people in the chat please introduce themselves?
Oh, I'm Haley.
So, hi, I'm Erica.
But yeah,
I'm
so
Shelly.
he's in my life now.
I think that's one of Allison's downfalls. She doesn't have a mom to support her, and her dad doesn't like Vium either. So that's like she has nobody but us that she can talk to, really. And that's why it's
Correct.
all been on live.
Correct.
And see, I think another thing everyone keeps saying, like, don't keep supporting her. So if she's saying that people are going to stop supporting her if she goes back, then in her mind, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to go back anyway.
Correct.
People are going to quit supporting me and I'm going to lose everyone. So in her mind, he's going to be the only thing left there because she's so bonded to him and in love with who he was. She's in love with the idea of who he is, like what she's made him to be, not who he is. And it's hard when you're in that situation. If you haven't been with someone who's been abusive or been that type of way, you don't understand how it feels in a way that like you react to it. And I feel like everything of her life has been on live, so she's continuing to go on here because it's already going to be cut out there no matter what. Like anyone you watch on here, even if like they don't go live and say it, people figure it out. Like if you see Mama C and Whitney Wren and all them, they're not putting everything out there, but it's getting leaked. So no matter what, it gets put out there.
Correct. Yeah, it's true. You know, her not having a mom like that, that's hard. You know, I feel so bad for her, honestly. I really do.
I
And
just wish
I
she would
pray to
find
God,
somebody
like,
good for her because
I,
like she has to go live and like find her rent money or find just any kind of money to get through because Vium doesn't help her.
Yeah. Also, too, Vium takes that money and gambles it up and stuff. That's why she hasn't had her rent the last couple times either.
And he's also off the stuff.
Yeah, that stuff.
but you guys, view Miss Allison's karma for how she treats every. But you guys have to realize, like, Allison, she has like a brick wall in front of her. You guys have to understand that she was raised alone. You know, like she has that mouth and that way of talking is because like she needs to protect her own self. You know, that's her way of protecting herself. You know, like it's normal. You know,
I
people
also want
probably
to
don't
say,
like her
everybody was saying
attitude.
that she was live getting that her order or whatever, but she was also live with a lawyer that was giving her advice when she was getting the protection order. And I just wanted to say that because she was live with a lawyer and he was giving her advice. That Duchess girl was saying something about it, her being live.
To the lawyer.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That Duchess was saying she was live. She shouldn't be live. Going to the courthouse and stuff like that. But she was live with a lawyer, and lawyer was giving her advice on what to do and all that too, as well.
Y'all do know that when she was
Yeah,
trying to
but
serve
her
him papers,
dad chooses the stepmom over her, kicks her out of the
Yeah, I know
house.
that.
Like
Yeah,
that's mentally ill, you know, like that's hurting her
yeah,
as well. Her losing her mom at 12 and her dad like choosing a woman over her, like
yeah. I understand where that come from with that. I've dealt with that my whole life too. So
you know, like my dad did the same thing and he put me in a mental hospital when I was 13 years old and chose a woman over me. Like You
My
know, and
mom
he
did the
put
same
me in a
thing to
mental
me.
hospital. Like, no, like that's not right. Like, you know, and I feel like Allison, like she needs to turn herself into God. Like she needs to go to church and like pray. You know, and because honestly, like I went to church. Like what took me out of everything that I passed through. Like I
Okay,
went
it
to
doesn't
church.
matter if she lived rent free at her fucking dad's house. That's her dad. He can take care of her if she wants to.
She lives rent free. Okay, but that's her dad, and he still kicked her out, and that's hurt. That does hurt on her. You know, like she feels like nobody loves her.
Actually, I'm pretty sure Allison said she does pay her dad when she was saying that she was paying
And
her
she
dad
was
rent.
saying today, like she sometimes feel like doing crazy stuff. Like you guys don't realize, like somebody will commit suicide. You know, like people when they feel alone and depressed and they have nobody to talk to, like people will do crazy stuff.
That's true.
You
I
know.
agree. And
And I feel
that's the
like
only thing I want to say is I'm a DV victim myself. I'm probably a lot older than all of y'all, but I have been watching Allison for a while.
Wait, can I pause? Can I
And
pause? Crystal, I'm so sorry. Can I just say something? So Phoenix just got on her live saying that I'm not giving people that support that are against Vium an opportunity to talk. Have I not
That's a
given all
lie.
of everyone an
We're all
opportunity to
here
talk?
against Vion.
We've all been
Exactly. Haven't I
talking.
given all of you guys the opportunity to talk? Have I been
We've
biased at
all.
all?
How can we say like
No.
I feel like
I'll go on
Vion,
her live and be like, "Hey, she's letting both sides. What
Stella,
the hell are
don't
you
listen
talking
to her.
about?"
Honestly, Stella, what you're doing, you're being a friend. I understand like you're both of
She's
their
like,
friends.
people like Stella are the reason why DV victims can't talk. I'm like, what? I'm giving everyone
Girl,
an
don't listen to
opportunity to
her.
talk right now.
Don't listen to her.
Phoenix is drama, period. Anyway, I don't follow
She's
her.
great.
I do
Just
not
don't
like
listen
her
to her.
platform. That's
All
all
right,
she
continue. I'm
condones is
sorry, Chris.
drama.
okay, so Allison is like does have a mental problem. Like she's severely depressed, and I
Correct.
feel like everybody coming down on her is going to push her over the edge because she's already emotional because she's pregnant. And then so I just feel like everybody needs to lay off Allison for a minute. I don't know Allison's personal life at home. I do know what I have seen on TikTok, and I do know that she was pretty upset today. She's carrying a baby. She does not need to get that upset.
Yeah,
I understand
Allison also
Allison's
has
not perfect.
she has Hashimoto's, and it's a kind of like an illness, and it helps. Like you have very bad depression with it too. So she has a lot
Right,
more
right.
medical.
So, and I will say, being a DV victim is very hard. And I know she's saying he didn't hit her this time, but I do know when I listen to that, it sounds like a slap at the end
It
from where
does.
he jerked her from.
I think she
And
said
then,
she's the one that slapped them, though. She did.
but I'm probably going to get kicked off for this, so I'm going to go ahead and say this. Stella, you as a mother should have never been okay with him. That you giving Vium a heads up and being on his side was so wrong as a mother of a child with him saying he hoped his child died. Because I'm a mother of 3 kids and I do have one that had threatened my kid's life. And I promise you
No, that is wrong.
that was not right.
No, I don't support anything. That's insane.
But you was
That's like
giving him a
psycho
heads up
behavior.
and telling him to run because the cops were on their way. Had
They
someone
wasn't
give
locking him
mine.
up. They was serving him papers to not be around.
No,
her.
I didn't. Listen, I can show you the text message. I texted it to Allison, not to
But she
you.
specifically said it was a group chat between all 3 of them.
I see. No, I'm talking about today.
Yeah, but he's
When
not
she
in it.
called,
He's not in
I
the
was
group
in
chat.
the.
Look.
I was on his live when you was telling him to run, and you
I'll
was
tell him to
sitting
get
there
the fuck
telling
out.
him
He's not in
stuff.
the group chat. Look. Which is why I let
Okay.
everyone talk because I
I'm
feel
talking
like
about today's
everyone
live.
needs to be. Well, yeah,
In
everyone
today's
has an
live when
opportunity to
she
talk to
called the
me.
cops.
She wasn't putting him in jail. She was just getting a paper served. You wouldn't go to jail for
Yeah,
that.
that's all she was trying to do. But Stella was
Which
on
is
there,
why
and
I
she was
didn't.
telling him
Which is
to
why I didn't.
run.
Crystal, hello. Which is
I'm
why I
listening
added
to
you
you.
to the live and I let you talk so I can hear you out. Because everyone else needs to hear people out. That's why I said, hey, is there Pro Allison here so they can join the live so they can share their piece?
And I feel like everybody's not looking at
I haven't
like
heard that
all
wild
what
girl
happened
line
to
before.
it before even all this got to this, because Allison and Vium both were at Fly's and Kayla's, and they were all friends. They were all on live together. So there was no reason for him to even get mad. Like, he got mad for no reason because they were all just friends. And then he got mad because Allison was pretty much making more money than him, as she says. But, you know,
I feel like he has insecurity problems. I feel Vium has insecurity problems, and he doesn't like Allison getting on live with Fly just because she said he was hot or whatever she said, you know. So I feel like he has a problem with that, and that's why he snatched the phone from him. But either way,
talking
like,
about him. The chat was, she wasn't even saying anything. She kept saying, please stop talking about him because I got to deal with it. And he still came in there and did it. And she wasn't really even saying anything.
you know, it's true. And then everybody's like, oh my God, he was there. Like, nobody thought he was actually at the apartment.
Hey, Amber.
See, that's like Stella.
I feel like he is too
mad at her
old.
for going live with Fly because Stella goes live with Fly too. I just
But
don't see a
Stella's
problem
man
with
is
going
probably
live
not
with
as
people.
toxic as that guy is. And Stella has said that her man is fine, so that guy is not fine. Not Stella's man, the other Vium is not fine. So he probably has insecurity problems.
I'm just saying, if I was Allison and mom, baby daddy was doing fentanyl, he wouldn't be at my house anyway because I could kill her and that damn baby, period.
See, I feel like a lot of people have came on here and said that Allison has been like back to him or whatever they're saying. People have to understand.
Hello, Shay, are you there?
All domestic violence.
Okay. But like when you're with someone for super long and they're treating you this way, then you eventually start laughing back out. You start doing like, what they're doing to you. Like you start acting the same way back. So
I'm just waiting my turn to talk.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Can I talk for a minute?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Hello, Kay.
Okay, so I'm an inmate support counselor for an SCI in Pennsylvania, and a lot goes unnoticed with the men that deal with DV. Nobody talks about that, and they're people too. Like, they're people, and I know that they're supposed to hold back their anger because they're bigger than us. They're supposed to do this, this, and that. But the truth of it is there's a lot of women out there that will definitely go swinging at their man, that they will push them to the edge, push, push, push. There are female narcissists, there are female abusers, and they will literally cross the line and do terrible mental anguish to men. I mean, I hear this all the time. There are men that are locked up for 3 to 6 for hitting a woman back, which no man should ever hit a woman. But this is after they've been beat on for 5 years straight. Like, nobody ever pays attention to the other side. And there is a limit. We're human. Everybody has a limit. And nobody knows exactly what goes on behind the sines. Nobody. And I see things like she was like threatening his financial stability, and he listened to her. I mean, if you guys were watching that live, she said, I'm going to delete your Cash App. I'm going to delete your Cash App. Get her off. And he did.
Because he
got
said
her
that
off
he was
there.
going to
He
use
still
it for
listened to
drugs.
her. She said jump, and he said how high, and yes, he's addicted, but she is also like, if she's not stopping him from doing the drugs, she's staying with him, then what is she doing?
Yeah, but
she has helped him get out of that too. Like, she's been there for him while he's been on drugs, while he's been
I've been
drugged
watching.
up. He's been there for him, guiding him, you know, helping him. Like, we gotta see that too. Like, she's been there with him through it all.
Yeah,
Like,
and we've
20
been
years
watching.
old.
They're
She's been
abusing
through
each
it all.
other.
Yep, that's true.
They're abusing each other. They're gaslighting each other. Like,
she's
there's
20.
a lot that's going on that's
And he got one
dysfunctional.
when she
Yeah,
was 18.
she's
She
just
was
a baby. Yes,
She was a baby.
yes.
Correct.
Like,
He knows that he could control that girl, okay? And that's why he does it. She is a little girl still.